Thinking about bringing a green anole into your home? These small, bright lizards are fascinating creatures and make for interesting pets. But before you take the plunge, it's essential to understand what you're getting into. Green anoles are more than just pretty faces. They have unique habits, specific needs, and some quirks that make them stand out. Whether you're a seasoned reptile enthusiast or a curious beginner, these little guys can be a rewarding addition to your household. In this video, we're diving into 13 must-know facts about green anoles that'll help you decide if they're the right pet for you.
Petopedia.
Green anoles are often recommended for beginners because they're relatively easy to care for. They don't require a lot of space, and their diet is straightforward, mostly insects like crickets and mealworms. As long as you keep their tank clean and provide fresh water, they're usually happy. Just make sure to keep an eye on the temperature and humidity levels in their habitat, as these can impact their health. You'll find that a little attention goes a long way with these hardy little reptiles. One of the appealing aspects of green anoles is their size. They typically grow to about 5 to 8 inches in length, including their tail. This makes them easy to handle and care for, even if you don't have a lot of space at home. Their small size also means they don't require a large enclosure, which can be a bonus if you're short on space. However, it's important to provide them with enough room to move around, as they're active and enjoy climbing. Did you know that green anoles can change color? While they're commonly known for their bright green hue, they can also turn brown depending on their mood, temperature, or surroundings. This isn't just for show. It's a way for them to regulate their body temperature and communicate with other anoles. If you notice your anole changing color frequently, it might be a sign that something's up with their environment or that they're feeling stressed. It's a fascinating nature that makes them even more interesting to observe. Green anoles are arboreal, meaning they spend most of their time in trees and bushes. In captivity, this means they'll need plenty of vertical space and branches to climb on. They're very active and love to explore their surroundings, so make sure their enclosure has plenty of plants and hiding spots. A well-decorated tank can help mimic their natural habitat, keeping them happy and healthy. Plus, it's fun to watch them scurry around. These lizards are native to the southeastern United States, where the climate is warm and humid. To keep your green anole comfortable, you'll need to maintain a humidity level of around 60 to 70% in their enclosure. This can be achieved by misting the tank regularly and providing a water dish. Proper humidity levels are crucial for their skin health and overall well-being. Too low, and they might have trouble shedding. Too high, and you risk mold growth in the tank. While green anoles are small and seem delicate, they can be handled with care. However, they're not the type of pet that enjoys being picked up all the time. Overhandling can stress them out, so it's best to let them do their thing most of the time. If you do need to handle them, make sure to be gentle and approach slowly. Their quick movements can be surprising, so take your time and let them get used to you. Remember, patience is key when bonding with your green anole. Green anoles are insectivores, meaning they eat insects. In the wild, they hunt for food. But in captivity, it's up to you to provide a balanced diet. Feeding them crickets, mealworms, and other small insects will keep them healthy. It's important to ensure that the insects are gut-loaded before offering them to your anole. You might also want to dust the insects with a calcium supplement to prevent nutritional deficiencies. These little lizards can be quite territorial, especially males. If you're thinking of getting more than one anole, be prepared for some potential territorial disputes. It's usually best to house them separately or provide a large enough enclosure with plenty of hiding spots to reduce conflict. Male anoles can be particularly aggressive towards each other, displaying their bright red throat fan dewlap to assert dominance. It's an interesting behavior to observe, but something to be mindful of when keeping multiple anoles. Green anoles typically have a lifespan of around 5 to 7 years in captivity, though some may live longer with proper care. While this might seem short, it's important to consider before deciding to bring one into your home. Their relatively short lifespan can be a good fit for those who want to experience keeping a reptile but aren't ready for a long-term commitment. With the right care, you can enjoy several years of companionship with your green anole. Setting up a habitat for your green anole doesn't have to be complicated. A simple tank with the right temperature, humidity, and climbing structures will do the trick. They don't need expensive equipment or complex setups. As long as you provide them with the basics, a heat lamp, UVB lighting, and some greenery, they'll be content. This makes them a great option for those who are new to reptile care or who want a pet that's relatively low maintenance. If you're looking for a pet that won't disturb the peace, green anoles are a perfect choice. They're very quiet and won't make much noise at all, making them ideal for apartments or shared living spaces. You won't have to worry about barking, chirping, or any other loud sounds. Instead, they communicate through subtle body language, like head bobbing and color changes. This makes them a peaceful and unobtrusive presence in your home. One fascinating fact about keeping green anoles is watching them shed their skin. This is a normal part of their growth process and happens every few weeks. You might notice your anole rubbing against objects in the tank to help the shedding process along. It's important to ensure they have the right humidity levels to make shedding easier. If you see any bits of skin that haven't come off, you can gently mist your anole to help them out. Shedding is a sign of a healthy, growing anole. Finally, green anoles are quite affordable compared to other reptiles. Both the initial cost and ongoing expenses are relatively low. You can find them at most pet stores, and their food is mostly insects, and that is inexpensive. The setup costs are minimal as well, especially if you opt for a simple enclosure. This makes them accessible to a wide range of pet owners, whether you're on a budget or just looking for a low-cost pet option. There you have it, 13 surprising facts about green anoles that every potential pet owner should know. These charming little lizards can be a delight to care for, as long as you're prepared for their unique needs. Got any questions or fun stories about your green anole? We'd love to hear them. Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going.